Now we have chard, and if you look here, you can actually see the beets growing in the center. You have your lettuces, and if you look here, these things are just growing very rampant here. And they're happy. They're dancing for us. And so all I did was take and I made my own little potting soil, and I put it inside a wheelbarrow. Now, it's good to have drainage on starting your seedlings off in what they call flats. But in this case, I wasn't going to keep them in here long. So the seeds are very happy. They're growing, and we're going to transplant them over to our next area, which I'm getting ready to show you. It's a very beautiful day out, and I wanted you to take a look at this spot here. What we decided to do was go ahead and dig out a little small, maybe 10 by 5, 10 by 6. And what we wanted to do is, if you look closely at what's going on here, if you look carefully at the soil here and the covering that we have on here, what we're doing is experimenting. We've heard different techniques regarding wood chips, hay, and different things as a covering in order to retain moisture to get perfect microbial activity and things like that. So what we tried to do is imitate as closely as we could what is going on out here. Because if you look out here and you look at these huge trees, something's going on that's causing them to be able to grow that big, and there's no chemical fertilization going on. There's no manure happening. And what we want to do is try to imitate that. I've always been an avid believer on the fact that we can't improve on what God had originally established. And if we walk over here for a second, we'll be able to see something interesting. Now, if we look at some of these trees, and you look on the ground here, if we look closely at each tree in its base, just kind of zoom in here, you'll see that there's an awesome amount of covering that's about 3 or 4 inches thick. And look at the layering. And already I can kind of see leaves falling out the sky. And all the trees, if you look, have a similar thing going on. Check that out. And what we wanted to do was try our best to imitate this on the garden that we're doing. And so when you go back over here, all we did was take the decomposed leaves and different organic material, and we went and we placed it here. So back to here. And we covered it. Now, of course, we've added rock dust and different things going on here. We have our little plants growing, and they've just been transplanted. So as you can see, some of them are getting acclimated with their new environment. And if you look over here, we got quite a bit of things going there. So what we do is keep you abreast on what's going on here. But this is the bed, and if you look around it, that's hard sand. Hard sand. So if we could take this may encourage some of us that go outside and look at our ground and you say, there's no way I could do a garden. But this is very hard, compacted sand. And what we did is simply dug out a square here, and through proper cultivation, we've maximized the potential for correct aeration, and we have organic matter going on there, which consists of the things that we found in the forest. And of course, rock dust. And we added calcium. And the way that we accomplish the calcium, I'm going to demonstrate in a later video. All we did was burn all of the debris, such as sticks and dry debris, and even vegetable matter out of the. When I say vegetable matter, I'm talking about vegetation. And we burned it, and when it turns into ash, you have a large amount of calcium, and from what I've been told, it turns into a form of lime. So we'll keep you updated on here, and we'll keep progress on what we have here. These are just what we call our winter crops, and you got your lettuces, chard, um, you know, and those different type things there. That's even an experimental tree we got going on here, bell pepper, or a lemon tree actually. And so then you got a lettuce going on there. My daughter wanted to play around, and she took a lettuce out the house and cut the head off and stuck it in the ground. So we'll see what happens with that as well. But again, this is just a test area, and we're doing different experimentations so that we can come up with the most effective means of growing the fruit orchard and the different greenhouse crops that we're going to begin implementing on the other land shortly. Okay, take care.